The year is 1988, and Senator Joe Biden is lying on a hospital bed, clinging to life by the grace of God. A priest had been sent in to read him his last rites. What's happening? Where's Jill? You're not well, Mr. Biden. The doctor sent me in here. I'm going to read you. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you can't go in there. I'm Jill Biden. I'm his wife. You can't go in, miss. They're reading him his last rites. Through this holy anointing, may the Lord in his love and mercy help you. Get away from him. He's not dying. Why are you reading him his rites? Joe, what's going on? I don't know, honey. Mrs. Biden, Mr. Biden, the results of his spinal tap came back in, and they're not good. I've had an aneurysm the whole time, and only now it shows this ugly head. The doctors say this is the surgery I need to have any hope of surviving. There's still a great chance I'll die in the few hours on the operating table, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of dying or what lies on the other side. I've done all I can in this life. I've become the man I've always wanted to be. I'm proud of you kids. I know you're going to take good care of your mother and sister. Don't talk like that, Dad. Yeah, don't talk like you're going to die. You're going to make it. When I was a little boy, my mother used to say, Joey, nobody's better than you. You're not better than anybody else, but nobody is better than you. Then my grandfather taught me something I'll never forget. One day, he was arguing with some of his friends about a couple of politicians. He said to them, someone honest is what we need in this city. We need someone modern, like Bill Scranton. What good is modern going to do for us if it's going to stab us in the back when we're not looking? It's time for Patrick to move out and Scranton to move in. I give up on you lot. Hey Joey, come over here. I'll talk to someone who's going to listen. Joey, you're probably wondering why Grandpa likes Patrick so much. No, I'm not wondering. Look, Joey, I'm going to tell you the difference between Bill Scranton and Patrick. This is a life lesson for you. Okay, I'm listening. If I was to ask Patrick for a favor, he's going to tell me either yes or no. If he says no, it might be hell no, you got to be kidding, Ambrose. But at least he's going to tell me straight to my face. Bill Scranton, on the other hand, he lives the high life, lifetime membership at a country club and whatnot. If I ask him a favor, he's going to invite me over to tea at his mansion. He'll say, what can I do for you, Ambrose? And then I'll tell him my problem. Sure thing, Ambrose, Bill will say. Be happy to help you. Then he'll escort me out to my car. Before I even make it down the driveway to my car, I'll start to feel the blood seeping down the back of my neck. You know what that means, Joy? You know what they call that? No, Pop? The silk screw. Joey, you need to be an honest man in your life. You have to tell people straight to their face either yes or no. Bill Scranton will never do that. He certainly will never be honest to us, for people like you and me, who aren't as high class as him and his country club friends. You need to be level with people regardless of their class. And if you give anyone your word, you better make sure to keep it. Many years later, while in college, I went to the Bahamas for spring break, and that's when I met her. Hi, I'm Joe. Hi, Joe. I'm Nelia. So, Joe, what brings you to the Bahamas? I'm just on spring break. It was a warm and breezy summer afternoon, and the resort was filled with hundreds of beautiful girls, but it was Nelia that caught my eye. She let me take her out to dinner that night. I couldn't afford the fancy restaurants that she deserved, but she didn't care. And even at the end of the night, when the bill came and I realized I couldn't pay for it, she came through and didn't even make a fuss. After that night, I knew she was the one. I'd found her. I'm so embarrassed. Don't be. It happens to my dad all the time. It's almost 10 years later, and I'm more in love with her now than the day we met. We have 3 beautiful children in a house in North Star. It's March 1972 in Wilmington, Delaware, the day of my official announcement of my intention to run for the Senate. I look into the mirror and I say to myself, it's time to change America, Joe. Just like Kennedy did, just like Luther King. You're the underdog here, the dark horse. They say Boggs has the experience. They say Boggs has the popularity. They say he's left Democratic challengers on the roadside. But you know you can win this. Show them your determination. Show them your conviction. Show them that you're going to be the man to change things. That you're going to tell them how it really is. The plain facts, up front, an honest politician, an honest man. Plenty of them will doubt you and your ability, but deep down you know you can win this. You ready, Joey? As ready as I'll ever be. Your mother called. They're going to meet us there. Kids all dressed? Yeah? Let's get some music happening. Yes, perhaps a bit of Hey, isn't that your ad playing, Joey? So it is. Quick, turn it up. Joe Biden is my name. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Mind if I ask you a question? Yeah, go ahead. Do you believe politicians when they tell you something in an election year? No? Most of the time, no. Definitely not. Would you believe me if I told you something as a politician in an election year? I could believe you now, but what about later? Oh, this is the part they told me not to use. I told them too bad I'm going to use it anyway. That's what we've come to. Politicians have done such a job on the people that people don't believe them anymore. I'd like to shot at changing that. I like it. It's raw and it's honest. I think people are going to respond well to it. I tell you, that is what America needs right now. Nearly the American people deserve better than what they've been getting. Like my grandfather used to say, they need an honest politician. Someone who's going to deal with the issues and be upfront with them. I'm going to give them that. Hey, isn't that the Biden guy? Yeah, they say he's running for Senate. You reckon he has a chance? Checkmate. Not a chance in hell. He's a kid, for God's sakes, 29 years old. No way he's going to beat Cale Boggs. Boggs has at least 2 decades experience on him. I heard Nixon is offering his full support for Boggs. There's a wide gulf that separates the classes in Delaware. But I know that there are also many things that we hold in common. Our hopes and our dreams. The Sussex County parent worries as much as the New York production line worker about the drugs that threaten their children. The Brandywine Hundred housewife and the mother on Wilmington's east side both want their homes to be secure, their streets to be safe, and their children to be educated. We can no longer allow the wealthiest nation in the world to be a second-class citizen in providing health care to those who need it. You know, I still believe in the American political system. I want to make it work. Now, there's going to be times when I know not every one of you will agree with me on certain topics. There are going to be times when I'll have a different opinion from some of you. But I promise you, I'll still tell you my honest thoughts and be upfront, because at least then you'll know where I stand. One day, Joe Biden was having trouble financing his campaign, so he went to speak to a potential donor. So Joe, I'm taking a little gamble on you. It's looking like Boggs is the favorite here, but your brother Jim tells me you're a good man, and you want to do what's right for the working man. So I'm going to take a chance. But firstly, I have a question for you. Suppose a Lockheed bailout comes up again in the next Senate meeting, and you're a sitting member. My guys are losing jobs, and we're in all kinds of financial strife. Which way are you going to vote, Joe? Which way? If you're asking me to take sides on a particular issue, if you're asking me to take sides, you can take your check and shove it. Now, Joe, come on, he's only asking. I'm done here. No, Jim, I'm not taking his money, but we need it. The radio station called and they said they'll take our ads off the air if we don't come up with $20,000. We really need this money. Do you remember what your union friend said to me? As I recall, it was you who was rude to him. The guy was basically bribing me. You know how hard I had to suck up just to get this check back, this $5,000 check? I don't care. I don't want it. We're going to keep it, Joe. Joe, we need it. It's only a couple more weeks to go. We're closing in on Boggs, and we can't afford to lose any of the radio heads. Look, I'm not happy about it, and I'm definitely not going to be swinging any votes for him. I'm proud of you, honey. Really? You stood up for your principles today. I believe in you, and I think you're going to win this. We'll come up with the 20,000 somehow. I have the answer. We'll use the house at North Star's collateral for a loan. It's almost 2 weeks later, and I still can't believe we did it. At first it wasn't the great feeling of victory I'd expected. I didn't feel like the winner at first. I felt more sad. Sad that I had taken Bog's spot. You ran a good race, Joe. A good race. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But he made me feel deserving. He told me that he'd ridden this same stretch many times as a winner, and in his defeat, he'd be proud to ride it again with me one last time. Riding here with him now, I feel like I've won. This really hit me. I'm a United States Senator. I'm not just going to be a vote anymore. I'm going to be a voice. So what do you think of the last interview? You think he'd be good for us? I think he'd do just fine. Good. Can you call her later this afternoon and let her know? Phone call for you, Val. Okay, be right there. Go ahead. I can't wait to get home to Neely and the kids. Washington is exhausting, and going through this interview process is too much. Still, can't complain. It's only a few more weeks till my official inauguration. Joe, what is it, sis? What's wrong? We need to get back to Wilmington. Isn't it funny how God can give you everything 1 minute, then take it all away the very next? Mom, there's been an accident. She's gone. Nelia, my soulmate, our daughter Naomi, also gone. The boys are okay though. They're in a serious but stable condition. The trees below seem so close. I could step out this window and just drop like a coin. The boys, they need me. But I miss her. I miss Nelia. I need to be with her. Pain infects my chest, and it throbs and it aches, burning up my throat like wildfire. God damn it, this coffee stinks. Hey, watch it, Joey. Go after him, Jimmy, before he does something stupid. The blood in my veins start to boil, it curdles. You did this, God, you took them. Joey, come back. I'll deal with this on the streets of Delaware. I search and I search every dark alleyway, every smoky corner, every dim-lit street. Joey, it's not worth it. I search everywhere for a fight with anyone, but the streets are as empty as my soul. And then I realize that my fight is not with anyone else. It's with myself. Your boys, Joey. You still got your boys. And so I need to fight to stay alive, for the sake of the boys. Two years later, in 1975, I made a phone call. Hi, is this Joe? Speaking. Hi, this is Joe Biden. I was wondering if you were interested in going out tonight for dinner. Hi, Joe. How did you get my number? Oh, sorry. My brother Frank, he gave it to me. Oh, I see. I can't really go out tonight. I already have a date. Is there any way you could postpone it? I'm only in town for 1 day, and I really wanted to meet you. Well, look, maybe give me an hour, and I'll get back to you. Oh, so you know Brad as well? Unfortunately, I do. Yeah, I didn't really like the smell of that guy either. So, what's it like being a single father? The hardest thing in the world, but at the same time, the most rewarding. Thanks for taking me out. I really had a good time. Me too. I'd really like to see you again. Yeah, I'd like that too. How about tomorrow? Okay, sure. Great. The following year, in 1976, I was shaving when I overheard my boys arguing. Tell him, Bo. No, you go. Good morning. Dad, Bo thinks we should get married. What are you saying, Bo? We think you should marry Jill. You know what? I think that's a great idea. Really, Dad? You really think so? I really do think so. Looking back on the past few years, I never would have thought I'd make it to the end of my term as senator. Senator Biden, your son Hunter is on the phone. Did you want me to tell him you called back? No, I'll answer it. Hi Hunter, what's wrong? Nothing, Dad. I just wanted to hear your voice. Are you going to be home soon? Me and Bo miss you, Dad. I miss you guys too. I'll be home soon, I promise. Let Auntie Val know I'll be back early. Okay, Dad. I'll let you get back to work then. Love you. Love you, sport. I'm going home early today, Sandra. Let the others know I've gone. Oh, and thanks for answering the call. And remember that anytime those boys ring, I don't care if I'm in the room with Henry Kissinger. Come and let me know. A year later, in 1977, I had to take a 10-day trip overseas. So before leaving, I said to her, I can't do this anymore, Jill. I can't wait any longer. I need an answer. I've asked you at least 5 times. I told you I'm not ready. Well, you're going to have to decide. Either you marry me or I'm out. I love you too much to be just friends. But Joe, that's my decision. I'll be back in 10 days. I need an answer then. Attention passengers, this flight will land in Washington, D.C. in approximately 1 hour. Please stow away any loose items in preparation for our descent. We hope that you have enjoyed your flight with South African Airways. Can I get you anything before we pack away the food, Senator Biden? No, that's fine. No worries. This flight is taking forever. I just want to touch down and get the answer I've been waiting a whole year for. Bringing up Bo and Hunter as a single father and as a United States Senator would have been impossible without help from friends and family. That's why I know that if Jill says no to me, even though it'll hurt like hell at first, I'll find a way to pull through. Yes, it seemed like such a great idea at the time, but nothing ever goes the way you plan or hope for. There she is, so beautiful. These 10 days have seemed like an eternity, all because I'm waiting to hear one word, one simple word. So what's your answer? Yes, I'll marry you. I love you too much. I can't give you up. I was hoping you'd say that. Do you take Jill as your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? Till death do you part? Till death do you part? Death. Am I dreaming? Am I dead? Or am I alive? You're alive. I'm alive. I made it. You made it, honey. You're alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I made it. In 1988, Joe Biden had no idea whether he was going to see tomorrow or make it through the next year, let alone his next term as senator. But he did. 20 years later, having served 6 terms as senator, he retired his seat in the Senate. Then he became President Barack Obama's vice president. And on November 3, 2020, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. was elected to the office of the 46th President of the United States of America. The journey to Washington has been a big struggle for Joe Biden. Even when he got there, his life was thrown into chaos. So many twists and turns, but he's always kept going, kept fighting. If there's one thing we can learn from this story, one thing you can learn from Joe Biden, and this is a saying you'll frequently hear him use, is that if you ever get knocked down, you have to just get back up.